Man, it's crack-a-lacking. Whoa, man. Welcome back. All my people, welcome back to the house that Coach Tony built. Yes, this is the Pull-Up Podcast show, and I've just taken a short hiatus. I want to give it up to my girl, Val The Voice. She held it down, shooting you guys out some of the best shows that I did throughout the year, which was real good. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you for having a part in everything that I do on the podcast. Without you, there's no me. I'm hoping everyone had a wonderful Christmas and a very, very happy New Year's. Everyone was safe and sound, and now we're back on the grind again. And this is a special night to me. And it's early on in this first quarter. I got to dedicate it strictly to my love, my life. And this is the only, one and only Lustrous Brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi Incorporated. But we're going to talk a little bit about that. And I got my girl Val The Voice riding shotgun with me tonight. We're going to cover some sports as well a little bit later. But we got to get and take care of a few things. And before we do that, Val, you know what to do. Drop it.
It's the Pull-Up Podcast. It's the Pull-Up Podcast. It's the Pull-Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. It's the Pull-Up Podcast. It's the Pull-Up Podcast. It's the Pull-Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. Bounce the voice and Coach Tony, you know. It's the Pull-Up Podcast. Show. I said bounce the voice and Coach Tony, you know. It's the Pull-Up Podcast. Show. It's the Pull-Up Podcast. It's the Pull-Up Podcast.
Man, welcome back to the Pull-Up Podcast show with your boy, the one and only Coach Tony. Man, and we're just coming out of a holiday season right back on the grind. Today is a very special day to me and mine, brothers that's cool, who wear these illustrious colors of mine. You know, today is what we call J5, our Founders Day, for the one and only Kappa Alpha Psi Incorporated, Inc. You know, exactly, and I mean exactly, 115 days ago today, on a wonderful campus in Bloomington, Indiana, we had an opportunity that 10 brothers came together to form a society that they had never seen on this campus before. And that society came on to be known as Kappa Alpha Psi Incorporated. That chapter went on to be known as Alpha Chapter. Just to let you know the breakdown, we take a moment to say thank you to the illustrious Elder Watson Diggs, the Dreamer, Byron K. Armstrong, Guy Levis Grant, Marcus Peter Blakemore, Esri D. Alexander, John Milton Lee, Henry Asher, Edward G. Irvin, George Wesley Edmonds, and my guy, the one and only Paul Wayman Kane. Those 10 brothers that you see right there came on a campus of Indiana University, fighting diversity themselves at that particular time. And they decided to form something that no one had done on the particular campus in a minority society of thus far. And 115 years later, here we are. We're still celebrating. We're still achieving. And those brothers are still doing their things, although they are in chapter invisible. They're still landing a mark. And we celebrate them every January 5th of each year. So I want to let you guys know that this is a very special day for me. And I'm going to talk a little bit about a few of the brothers who are on the sports side of the house. But before I do that, I want Val to get involved, spring out my sidekick. Val, come on out here, girl. What's happening? Uh-oh. I must have problems trying to get out. We got to get her out. We got to bring her out.
Hey, how you doing, Coach?
I'm wonderful. Just making it back to my wonderful seat where I belong. I got a few people checking in here too as well. Nessa said, Happy New Year's, everybody. Appreciate you checking in. Lisa's checking in the house. I appreciate that. And a few more will be checking in a moment. Val, this is our special day, girl. This is what we consider Happy Founders Day, J5, as we say. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it, them brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi.
Yeah. Well, Happy Founders Day to you, Coach. And we are so grateful that you are here. And here's the thing. We're excited that you're celebrating. And of course, we got Covert in the building.
Yes,
he's in the building. And happy
good.
New Year to Reese. Reese, good to see you. And Lisa from North Central. She's here giving us a thing and giving us love in the chat. And of course, we're excited that we are here. And of course, he said it. Happy Founders Day, Coach. This is special. I know, because ladies and gentlemen, we have our colors for this show because of his inspiration from the Kappas.
Come on, you already know that. And we ain't gonna do no other colors. That I'd have to rip up the whole board, start from scratch. Like Mark said, where's Scratch at, Val? Over there, right? But let you guys know, this is not only a special day for me, but I'm gonna let you know about a few of these brothers who's left a indelible mark on history, Val. And you're gonna know a few. We're gonna start at the top. In the NBA, Bill Russell. I don't know if you know, Val. I don't care. I love Jordan, best basketball player in the world to me. But do you know that Bill Russell, a brother, a Kappa Alpha Psi, holds more NBA rings than any player in the history of the NBA? He owned 11 rings in 13 seasons, Val. 13 years, he was in the championship pretty much every other year. 10 straight years, he holds that. He's also number 2 all time on the leading rebounding, 22,900 rebounds in a career. That is nothing to you.
Wow, this is,
and he did it all, as Michael Jordan said, with one franchise, the Boston Celtics. He did it all with them ugly green Celtics, but he did it with the Celtics.
We forgive him for that, but there was a brotherhood that was formed with them being on the basketball team, and of course he had the brotherhood of the Kappas. He had the brotherhood of the Kappas that hold him down.
Right now, he couldn't do it by himself. He had another brother up there with him, but he didn't get as many rings. The other brother that was with him is by the name of Sam Jones. Sam Jones played 12 seasons with the Celtics and got 10 rings. So you're talking about 22 rings right there, 4 times, almost 3.5 times more than Jordan, right? Magic and everybody else. But he ended up getting those. So Sam Jones played, and he was with Russell at this time. You ever heard of this little guy by the name of Wilt Chamberlain? Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain.
I didn't know he was a Kappa.
Come on, man. That's how we do, like Obama, baby. You know what I'm saying? But he's got 2 NBA rings, and he's got one with Philly, and then he got the other one with what? The Lakers. And here's a note for those that don't know as well. Wilt Chamberlain, a Kappa, averaged 31 points a game. Only Michael Jordan edged him out a little bit. The only brother in the NBA history, Val, to have not one, but multiple 100-point scoring nights. And he still owns the record in terms of reboundings in the history of the NBA with 23,924 rebounds in a career. And again, guys, it was a shortened career. So if he'd have been able to go 18, 19 years, he probably had 40, 50 rebounds. Now, right up the street from me, right down the street from you, this guy, they had a nickname, they called him the Big O. The Big O, Oscar Robertson, Val, pretty with it. He was the Jordan, coming through the lane, doing all that stuff. Oscar got 1 ring, but a lot of the NBA named a lot of things they did after the Big O because the accomplishments that he had. He got him a ring with the Milwaukee Bucks. And guess who played with him?
No clue.
None other than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, right before he went to the Lakers.
Ah, okay.
So Jabbar was a teammate. Now, I got to shout out my boy, right down, as they say, right down the street from me. My homeboy, I just saw him a few months ago. My man's in there. Penny, little Penny Hardaway, my boy, University of Memphis, on to the Orlando Magic, is none other than a brother of illustrious Kappa Alpha Psi. And of course, he was a all-star in the NBA 4 times, including an Olympic gold medalist, Val. So I got to give shout outs to Penny down the street. Now, this next brother is going to be close to you. You know why?
Why?
He just won yesterday the AFC AFC North Division yesterday. And Mike Tomlin with the Pittsburgh Steelers. See that? We're going to talk about that game in a little bit. But brother Mike Tomlin won 2 Super Bowl rings. And yes, he's a brother of Kappa Alpha Psi. And now, take it to your back door and my back door, not on the south side, but down on the lakefront, none other than Gale Sayers. Playing with the Chicago Bears back in the day, Val. This is before Walter Payton was doing his thing. They was giving the ball to Gale Sayers. And he was back doing them Jim Brown days. You see what I'm saying? And, of course, if we look at the game of tennis, you would know this name, Val. None other than Arthur Ashe.
Arthur Ashe was a Kappa?
That's how we do. And he's got center court named after him. And where, Val? Flushing's, New York, at the U.S. Open, named after Arthur Ashe, member of Kappa Alpha Psi. And he not only was a member, during his tenure, 3 singles Grand Slam, 33 titles, 2 Grand Slams in doubles, and 27 doubles as well to go on. I mean, that's how we do it, Val. And then if you want to step on the track and field, he's in Chapter Invisible right now, but Antonio Pettigrew, 4x4 100 relay racer,
okay,
2000 Olympics, did his thing at the same time. So we big, Val. We doing a major thing, and this doesn't even count out all the coaches in the NBA and NFL and Major League Baseball and players that I didn't get to. But these brothers just exuberated what it is in terms of greatness on top of Mount Rushmore in terms of Kappa Alpha Psi. So as we sit down and we give thanks to J5 Day, then these brothers, hats off. Many of them are already going to Chapter Invisible. And many of those are still here with us. And we're just glad to know that each and every year, as this wonderful chapter and this wonderful frat gets older, we're able to celebrate them. You know what I mean?
Yep. Well, congratulations. And many people are wishing you a happy Founders Day in the chat, which is always phenomenal. Of course, Mr. Springer is saying hello, a good evening to us.
Springer, what's up, baby? Who else is in here, Val? Who else is in here?
All right, I'm sorry. I lost my mic just that quick.
Gotcha. I thought you lost me. I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on. Where she going?
And then Johnny Pratt says, Happy New Year, and shout out to Val. And then
JP, Tammy, what's up, Coach?
He says, Happy Founders Day to you as well. And then, of course, Lisa, wishing you a happy Founders Day as well as.
And my girl, Coach Tammy B, is in the house. She came on. Right. We had Coach Richardson in there. Happy New Year. Thank you for blessing. Thank you, Coach, for taking your time tonight and jumping out here to wishing out the wonderful Kappa brothers, because she's a busy young lady, and I appreciate it. But me and Coach, we go way back decade. So it's wonderful to have you on the show tonight. And Coach, when we get a minute, don't think you're going nowhere. We're going to get you on the show tonight. Talk a little bit about the HBCU,
I'm excited for you. So this is good. I really kind of wish I had the list of the folks that were Kappas before the show, so I could have showed their lovely faces, but that's fine. We rolling. That's how it goes. So,
that's how we go. It's just, when you get to talk about the illustrious, set of brothers, some of that stuff, Val, pictures are not just come off the top of your head, because you just, know that history, the founders just put it in you. And, I'm just glad to have an opportunity that, and I wouldn't be remorse if I don't send out to my own ship. They watching tonight too. My bad. KSD5, Kappa Ship Destiny 5, baby. Brother D, Brother Face, Brother Bam, Brother Yo, Brother Knowledge. What's going on? All y'all brothers, man. Appreciate y'all checking in the house tonight. But we're going to turn on a dime, take a break here, pay a few bills here in this first quarter, and we're going to bring back and talk about what just happened this past weekend, NFL-wise and college football-wise. We'll be right back, pay some bills in the first quarter. You watching the Pull Up Podcast Show with Coach Tony and my ride or die, Val The Voice Johnson. We'll be right back. Hey, I'm Coach Tony, and this is the Pull Up Podcast Show. For every Monday, we break down the game quarter by quarter and give you information as well as break down the culture. Join us on the Pull Up Podcast Show.
Pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up. Bounce the voice and Coach Tony, you know. It's the Pull Up Podcast show. I said bounce the voice and Coach Tony, you know. It's the
Man, welcome back to the Pull Up Podcast Show with your boy, one and only Coach Tony. And that is, what your name is?
That's Val The Voice.
Okay, that's Val The Voice.
It's Val The Voice. That's my name. Yeah, you're cute. That's my name. Don't wear it out. Val The Voice.
Don't wear it out. Y'all don't know that's old school. Don't wear it out. And listen, we're gonna turn on the dime here and jump into some of this college football this past weekend, Val. Oh my God, it was just, I was doing great until my Buckeyes lost. And I felt like jumping out the window. Because
I'm so glad you did.
I know. For promotional purposes only, it hurt because I had the Buckeyes going all the way and winning it. But the good thing is, I told everybody my surprise team was who? Indiana. And they are still around because we had that Crimson and Cream thing. You feel me, Val? That Crimson and Cream go a long way. So I had the Hoosiers. Did you get an opportunity to catch up on any of the college games this past weekend?
I got a chance to see a few. Here's the thing. I was checking out, and here's the folks that I'm looking at, and I'm trying to scramble to get this. I think it was who's now going to be in the playoffs, Ole Miss.
Yep, Ole Miss had a great game, a good comeback win at the end, a great comeback.
Yeah, and this is what I'm so grateful that it's been explained to me how first downs work, how you get into field goal play to kick the ball, and how important every member of the team is. And of course, I had my stats ready to read off, but tell us about the Ole Miss game and how they came now as one of the top four that's going to be playing in the one of the bowls on later this week on the 8th and the 9th.
That's funny. Put the old, if you still got the old playoff picture we have from last week, you can put it up and I'll go from there. And while she does that, I'm going to give a shout out to my girl because Val just kind of gave a baby shout out to her so that the women and the people that is not knowledgeable when it comes to football and or basketball, my girl Melissa Anthony has a show called What Happened Sport out of Atlanta, GA. And she talks to women about what Val just asked. Basketball fouls and taking charges, and football first downs and penalties and 15-yard offsides and what's a wide extra point field goal versus a 3-point field goal and all that. So Melissa, see, you got Val talking about you already. You didn't even know. That's a big shout out. But we're going to break these college football playoff pictures down last particular weekend to see what we got. And Val mentioned the Ole Miss. And, I thought Ole Miss played a great game. I didn't think that they were going to be able to come back and do what they did last weekend. And it was amazing looking at the pictures that they had. And I was really shocked because they were playing on the edge. And when I say playing on the edge, they played on the edge. I thought that Georgia did everything they could do, Val, to close this game out from the beginning. They stayed on them, but Ole Miss wouldn't let them go. They just, for whatever reason, Georgia score, Ole Miss come back and get at them. Georgia score again, Ole Miss come back and get at them. And I'm telling you, for those parents that are listening tonight, and Coach Baggs is here, right? Stop complaining. You heard me screaming at you. Like I'm sorry.
Don't scream at people.
All practice. My bad, Val. But stop complaining. Chambers is a perfect picture of that, Val. This young man started at a lower tier school, didn't complain about it, moved up to a D2, got to a mid-major, and now he's at Ole Miss slinging the ball around, and he's played so well this year, he's already in conversation for possible NFL talks. Now, if that's not amazing. Tell me what is.
I know. In that game, the score, you could tell when people are fighting. Ole Miss 39, Georgia 34. Their record 13-1. Georgia 12-2 because now they have the loss. But I have to say it was the touchdown. This game kind of reminded me of what was the push and the pull that was happening between the San Francisco 49ers and the Bears.
Yes, the Bears guy. I know you're going to say that.
Back and forth. That's the reason why I mentioned Ole Miss, because I wrote it down and said, let's mention it because I wanted to compare it to what I saw professionally. So it's good. And I think in the fourth quarter, what was this? Yeah, the field goals can win games. I'm learning now. Field goals can win games. They can lose them and win them. But this is why
you take the field goals, Val, when you get an opportunity to get into a situation where you think you can take an advantage or take a 3-point lead or take a field goal. You're behind by 1 point, kick the field goal. Now you go up by 2. But the good thing about Ole Miss is, let me rewind the tape. See, Ole Miss ended up being in a good position. I don't know if you remember when the playoffs started. Their coach left them, Val.
Oh, no.
Freaking Lane Kiffin. He leaves every freaking body. So he left them and left them high and dry. And not only did he leave them high and dry, they got penalized, Val, for that. Now think about it. The coach leaves, the team gets penalized. So because of that, they fall down a number. They should have been a higher rank than a 6 seed going against Georgia, a 3. To me, they should have been the 3 seed, and they would have won, or they was supposed to have won, but they showed everybody what they were made of. So big ups to the kids for doing what they had to do. Revisit your dreams. Happy Founders. What's good, baby? Happy Founders Day. J5 here. Appreciate you checking in tonight. And Tammy says, Queen Val, do voice. She said, keep sharing all them good stuff that you got going on, Val. Keep sharing all that.
Oh my gosh. What was the other game that you really paid attention to?
The other game that, that I was watching, do what I thought was going to be a great game. I thought was going to be a great game, but I had them in a blowout. I had them winning by more than 14, and they did. They blew out Texas Tech, and that was Oregon. No one's looking at the Ducks. That's that Nike money, Val. You know what I mean? You always talking about NIL. That's NIL up in there, right? They got brand new uniforms every game. Nike Phil Knight, is all over the university. His brother's name is on the basketball court. That is Nike money. And for those that don't know, the Nike uses the University of Oregon as a testing facility, Val. So before any of their shoes, clothes, products, any design goes out, how about it is tested at the University of Oregon first?
Wow, I didn't know that. And Lisa, she's saying she said that is a crazy great story. She's agreeing with you on that.
Yeah, because on that list, come on, these kids could do a lot of things, right? They could go hold their heads down. My coach left me. He's a sucker. He bounced on us. But now, in the reverse, if these kids, they knew what they were supposed to be, Val, so they're saying, hey, you know something? We don't need coach. He was just only in the sideline. We was out here on the field. We in the grind, right? We're out here playing the game. So let's go show everybody what we made of. And I love it. Love what the guys are doing.
Yeah, and when I'm looking at it now, Oregon, their record is 13-1.
And guess who they lost to?
And here's the score: 23-0.
Yeah, they balled it. Big Ten, baby.
Tech did not get one. Didn't get nothing on the board.
Nothing. And guess who the one loss was against?
Them.
Indiana.
Indiana.
who was
Oh,
undefeated.
Oregon. Wow.
Yeah, and so that's about to be a hell of a game this weekend because you got two of the biggest, you got the top three teams in the Big Ten that made it, right? Ohio State, Oregon, Indiana. You got 1 versus 3. So this is going to be interesting. One versus, I think Oregon is 6. I think they are 5 or 6. So you about to have
Oregon is 5, actually. Oregon is 5.
But they're the number 3 ranked team in the Big Ten. So it's them, it's Indiana, Ohio State, and Oregon out of the Big Ten. So that's going to be interesting. The other game that I looked at this weekend that I love, sorry family, I'm loving y'all, Val, don't get me kicked out of the state. But Indiana took it to Bama because Bama ass shouldn't have been here anyway. I know, flood them, tell me, give me some. That should have been Notre Dame. Notre Dame should have been in that slot playing against Oklahoma. Bama should have never made it to the playoff. That's my personal opinion, and whatnot. But it is what it is.
Wait a minute. Look, stop the press right here. I got
to go listen to Uncle Luke. Uncle Luke told everybody on Twitter.
No, but your family is from Alabama.
They're gonna put me out the family.
Yeah. So let me lean in here just a little bit. Let me take the banner down real quick. You're from Alabama, like that. That's grandma. That's auntie, uncle. You're supposed to be rooting for them because that's where you cousin in them. Mama and them, everybody, not everybody, it's from Alabama. So you supposed to be rooting for that. And here we go. V. Reese, my nephew graduated from Oregon and plays for Texas now.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. That's what's up. That's dope. Unfortunately, they watching like me and you though. They at the house. They watching. Here's
the thing, Coach. It's such a fight. It's such a fight for all of the teams to get in the Final Four, and to play for the championships that's coming up in a couple of weeks. So, and then of course, if you just mentioned,
this week.
It's happening this week. I'm talking, but the championship is.
Oh, championship too. Yeah, Final Four is this weekend. Yes.
Final Four is this weekend, so that we'll find out who the two will be playing.
Indiana playing against Oregon, and then you got Ole Miss is going against the U. Now, the U is very interesting to me for promotional purposes only. They are the longest shot in this field, and right now they're on the longest. Yes, they are the 10 seed, right? So they're the 10 seed, and they are the outside. I think they got a hell of a shot playing against Ole Miss, who is the 6 seed? So it's 10 versus 6. Is that right?
I'm looking at it. Yes. Yeah, 10 versus Miami is going against who?
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss is 6.
Miami is 10. That is, to me, is going to be absolutely a barn fight. And I like that chance because the U, as they say, Val, the U, which is Miami, they are playing their butts off right now, and it's going to be in the Fiesta Bowl. So they're going to get an opportunity to go out and do their things and whatnot. And I'm looking forward to that game. I got, for promotional purposes only, I got Miami knocking off Ole Miss. Chambers is going to play well. He's going to sling the ball around, but I just think that Miami is playing on a high right now. And when you got a team coming into either basketball, football, don't matter, Val, coming into postseason with that type of grind and grit, they're a very difficult team to knock off at that point. And I think Miami, it has nothing to lose. They didn't supposed to be here. They're the 10th seed. They're outside looking in, and the coach is coaching very well. And I would keep that in their mind. I said, listen, they don't want y'all here. Y'all don't even supposed to be here. So why not? Let's just take it. Show them what we made of. And I'm sure that's the conversation going on in the locker room.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. And like I said, now if I move this a little bit further.
And you ain't got to rub that in. I know they does it Ohio State, 24-14. You ain't got to rub that in.
Yeah, but I was trying to bring up when things are going to be happening. Aha, here it is. It came before. So the Fiesta Bowl is going to be on Thursday,
Yep.
January 8th. And then the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, that's going to be on January 9th on Friday. So this is happening back to back. And like I said, go ahead.
No, I was just saying it's happening this weekend, and I like it. Let's get it done, get it over with, one game at a time. And again, you got Big Ten versus Big Ten, and then you got the ACC in Miami playing against the SEC. The SEC only has one team left. The good thing about us is what? No matter what happens in our game, we're going to have a representative in the championship game, right?
Which is good, which is real good.
What's up, Gia? She's checking in, says Happy New Year. Hello. Thank you for checking in. Thanks for getting back. Hopefully you're doing well up there in Clark, Vegas and whatnot. But like I said, we're going to continue this story. We're going to continue to talk a little bit more about this college football before we put a wrap on it. But we're at halftime right now, Val. Let's pay some more bills. We'll be right back on the Pull Up Podcast Show. Who you got?
I mean, just look at the lineup on the Millennials. You got Steph Curry, best three-point shooter in of all time. Matter of fact, we got Kevin Durant, KD, Slim Reaper, one of the best players. We got Harden, Joker, and of course LeBron James, the GOAT of basketball himself. And he's the all-time leading scorer. Brings teams from the bottom all the way to the top. Without him, I mean, man.
I'm going to answer that.
What would basketball even be?
I'm going to give you that in a minute. But, okay, Coach Justin, what you got?
Man, it's tough. I'm thinking about it. Magic is going to be AI. Jordan is going to be Kobe. Shaq is going to get the edge on Hakeem Olajuwon. Tim Duncan is going to get the edge on Charles Barkley. Larry may have the edge. Millennials, I got to X out the Millennials just because they have James Harden on there. If they might replace him with someone else that I could think of, I probably would pick the Millennials over everybody.
Let's go. Let's go. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast.
Man, welcome back to the Pull Up Podcast Show with your boy, the one and only Coach Tony, my sidekick, Val The Voice Johnson. Man, I love that episode. And I can't wait to fan appreciation. I like the young guys, Val, sitting here debating, arguing about certain things. I can't wait for this one to come up because LeBron should be close to retirement. So we're really going to talk about who to go. But right now, we're talking about this college football picture and whatnot. So let me give you, for promotional purposes only, making sure I say that. You got the Final Four, Val. Before I give you mine and why, I want you to give me your final two teams that's heading to the championship game and why, and then who you think your possible national championship. So between Indiana and Oregon, who do you have winning that game?
Okay, let me bring up the bracket so that I can see it, so we can all see it. So that'll be the thing. All right, so you mentioned it again. It's going to be Miami against Ole Miss or or Oregon versus Indiana. So let's talk about the Oregon-Indiana game first. And that will put us over here right above the word brackets. We're at the Final Four. So who do you have winning between Oregon Ducks and the Indiana Hoosiers this Friday? Based on the performances that I saw, and I did, what do you call it? The reels. I didn't do the full game. I did the full game of Ole Miss, and Georgia, but I didn't do the full game of the other ones. So I think between Indiana and Miami.
No, Indiana and Oregon, Val. Indiana, Oregon.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong green. Indiana and Oregon. I'm going to go with Oregon.
Ooh, you going with the Ducks to upset the IU? Okay, I like that. Now,
Yeah,
what do you
I'm,
like,
I'm
what
going.
do you like
I'm
about
going in
Oregon?
that direction because of the performance of their quarterback.
Okay, and what you just saw them blow Texas Tech out and they didn't score a point. Okay, I like that. Now let's drop down to that Miami Ole Miss game. Who do you have winning out of that Miami Ole Miss ACC versus the SEC?
Okay, so Ole Miss, they're going to the final. They're going to the semifinals, and they're playing against Miami.
Correct.
Okay. Based on what I saw, I'm gonna go with Ole Miss.
Oh, wow. So you're going with Ole Miss. So you have got an Oregon Ole Miss national championship game. Now let's put you on the spot. 2 weeks from now, who's the champion?
Oregon versus Ole Miss. That's what I see. O.
Oh, I like over. Oh. So you got Oregon versus
and
Ole
Ole
Miss. And who do you have walking through the door with that trophy in their hand?
Oh, go all the way.
Yeah, I need that too.
Go
I'm
all
gonna
the
put you
way.
on the spot. Yes. For
Oh,
promotional
man.
purposes, who do you have winning that national championship game between Oregon and Ole Miss?
I think it might be an upset. It's going to be someone with an O in their name, but I think it's going to be Oregon. I think Oregon's going to fight all the way to the death.
Okay, so Val the Voice, for promotional purposes, let's write this down, people, and put it in stone. We're going to come back and revisit it in 10 days. Val has Oregon upsetting Indiana. She has Ole Miss in the U, Ole Miss upsetting the U, getting to the national championship game in 2 weeks, Oregon versus Ole Miss, the battle of the O's, with Oregon coming out on top. Quack, quack, right? Flat. She got them winning the game. So we are as wrong or as different as the night is cold. I got to keep it crimson and cream, baby. Got to keep it crimson and cream. I got Indiana. I think they just beat Oregon, and I know it's tough to beat a team twice. I know it is, but I think Mendoza, coming off of a hell of a year, Heisman Trophy winner, Coach Signetti is coaching his butt off. They got a good running ground. They got a good passing game, and what he showed me, he being Mendoza, the quarterback, versus Penn State in the last 2-minute drill. That's what the NFL guys run, Val. 2-minute drill. And when he brought the Hoosiers back, who'd ever thought Indiana's a basketball school? Now they playing football? Shit. We're talking about they've already accomplished something they never accomplished since 1941. Right? We're talking about the war. Now they get an opportunity to win their first national championship game in school history, and they're in the Big Ten for that long. Oh, yeah. Right. And they close. I like the Ducks. I think it's going to be competitive. I think it'd be a little bit closer than the last game where Indiana won by 10, 30-20. But I think this game here, I give it to the Hoosiers. They win it by a touchdown. Now.
And you see Indiana and who else playing in the championship?
Okay. So now let's go back to this. Yo, Saginaw. I like Ole Miss. Don't get me wrong. But oh, no. Because I like, give me the U. Give me the U. Michael Irvin and them boys been on the sideline, ratting and raving, Sap and all his boys screaming up and down them side, pumping them boys up. Them Hall of Famers in the locker room, pal. And they got these young boys balling right now. And like I said a moment ago, they got nothing to lose. So they're coming into a game being told nothing to lose. And they're not having to face the number 1, the number 2, the number 3, the number 4, or the number 5 seed, Val. They got to face the number 6 seed, so the game is very winnable. Very winnable. Cut down the mistakes, put the ball in the end zone, put the ball in the uprights. Game over.
And they could choke.
Yeah, they could, but I got the Hurricanes with a hurricane over Ole Miss, and I got them winning this game by 3. So I got Indiana by 7. I got Miami by 3. national championship game, Indiana against the U. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a middle of the road game. I don't think it's going to be a low scoring game. And Val, I don't think it'll be a high scoring game in the 30s, but I think it'll be somewhere in the 20s, 21, 23, 21, 24, 27, 24. I got the national championship game going Indiana's way. Mendoza, Heisman Trophy, Signetti, Coach of the Year. They only get a chance to finish it off, put icing on the cake, crimson ice, cream ice. You know what I'm saying? How we do down in Bloomington. We're going to walk back to the crib with that trophy in our hands for promotional purposes.
So it'll be, you're saying that Indiana's going to take it all.
Yeah, so you can put that up. So me and you are very, very opposite. I've got Indiana playing against Miami and Indiana winning it all. You got Oregon playing against Ole Miss and Oregon taking it all. The good thing I like about my girl Val, who riding up in the boat with me before I'm going to push her ass in the water, is
Wait a minute. What are we talking?
Because we both got the Big Ten, so I'm not going to push you in the water. I'm going to save you, girl. I like you because we both got the Big Ten winning. Both got the Big Ten winning. Now, I know you guys out in the chat land tonight. Let me know who you think. Let me know if you think Val and I are crazy. Let me know if you think we're right on target. Or let me know who you think is going to win the national championship game.
Yeah,
like
that's a very good thought. And like I said, I think ultimately it matters who. I don't know. All the players stay well. No one gets big-headed or assumes after watching the game film. Like I know every team is studying every other team right now, making sure the people they're going to be meeting in the semifinals.
Oh, they left. They big time ball. They're not even at school. They already on a plane. They already at their destination. They wake up tomorrow. They in breakfast and practice the rest of the week. This is class.
Yeah, so I feel like this is going to be a big deal, and seeing how things. I have to go back the opposite way. Seeing that things are going to be a big deal. Now this is going to be the Fiesta Bowl is going to be out in
Phoenix. Come on, that's right. Fiesta. R. Kelly and Jay-Z told me Fiesta.
Yeah. So that's going to be available. A lot of all of these football championships, and they're going to be showing on ESPN.
Yeah, you won't be able to miss a game at all. Now, here's the crazy part about it, Val. You want to hear out of all this good stuff, it kind of goes back to what Lisa was talking about earlier when we were mentioning about Lane Kiffin walking away from Ole Miss. We're not even at the national championship game, and the news hit today. Guess how many kids are in the transfer portal? And Megan, hope you listen to this because you're going to go crazy. Megan talking about 4,200.
That's a large number. Why so many?
4,200 kids are already on the move. This is what's called crazy NIL. And here's the crazy part about it. That team JMU, James Madison U, that made it to the playoff, that got drug out by Oregon the first game, that should have been there.
Right.
Their entire team is already on the move. Everybody in the starting lineups, offenses and defenses, is already gone. See, the NIL, to talk to you guys about it right now, you got the kids or the nephews, the nieces, little cousins, the little Bobo in them, whoever it is. I was reading on some of my work, Val, with some of my kids. And I wonder why some of my kids was calling me like, Coach, I want to transfer. Can you help me out? Blah, blah, blah. I got you. They said the new kids in this new age of sports, Val, if you stay put, listen to me, parents, listen to me closely, you guys that are listening. If you stay put at your current university throughout your entire college career, and if you're in hour 4 and you're not moving, you stand to lose out on millions of dollars. Isn't that crazy?
At the collegiate level.
At the collegiate. So let's just take hypothetically, right? Let's just take our Final Four. If you started off at Ole Miss as a freshman, then you need to be on the move to one of the other 3 schools. Let's say hypothetically you decide to go to Miami. Because you're like, man, shit, I want to get the hell up out of Ole Miss. I'd have been down with these rappers. It's crazy down here. Let me go down there and put my foot in the water. Cool, let's go down to Miami. Great, you go down to Miami. Now you go to play at Miami. You're like, you know something? Man, Miami was good. But Ole Miss paid me like $150,000, $200,000 minimum, Val. So I'm going to go down to Miami and make $350. So now I've doubled my money. So, you know, it's been great down in Miami. It's cool, but it's too wild. I may not finish up. I tell you what, I love wearing Nike. Let me dip off the Nike. So they dipped Oregon their junior year, Val. Now they double that money from $350 to $750, $800,000. Now the kid making $800,000 as a junior, 20 years old, 21 years old, and he's playing out that Nike uniform. And then he says, "Shit, wait a minute, I've been balling like this. I may get a shot for the NFL." But you know something? University of Indiana could probably use me because now I done got seasoned, right? Started as a freshman, but now I got some seasoning on me now, right? I done been on the grill for a minute. I done got burnt on both sides for a little bit. Now you may be tasting it. Now I go to Indiana, and the first thing I say is, "What? Shit, it's cold up here. It's Indiana, but it's cold." So you know something? I'm only here to play football. Now, Val, guess how much I'm making a year now?
You are making a lot.
What would you be a lot? Now, if you follow my process, I went from Ole Miss to Miami, Miami to Oregon, Oregon now to Indiana. I started off at $100,000 at Ole Miss to $350,000 at Miami, $350,000 to $800,000 at Oregon, and now how much you think I'm making at Indiana now?
You're making 7 figures.
Exactly, I'm making over $1 million.
Yeah.
This is what the NIL has done. And this is why today when I woke up and browsed through my stuff, like Bruce said, happy Founders Day. Well, I appreciate you, Big B. But he'll tell you as well. That's why you're looking at these kids right there that you got in that picture. Everybody's making over $1 million because of the NIL and what it's doing. So if you're got a kid and that kid is about to play at a Power 4, you might well go ahead and look at 2 or 3 other schools over a 4-year span. Because if he doesn't get on the move, here's the crazy part about it, Val. We just saw the coach, right? We just saw Ole Miss is in the Final Four, Val, and they coach quit. Why? Because he got a $50 million deal.
Jeez.
Exactly.
So follow the money. Is that what I'm hearing? Follow
the money. Follow the money. Hey, I'm telling you, look, they offered me and you up in this podcast. We out. I don't give a damn what they say. We can call the podcast Mary Had a Little Lamb. I'm good with that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And like I said, this is I was doing a little, recon and research on some of the quarterbacks and the folks that are playing. But a lot of these kids, I don't know, will they get more money going to the NFL? Will they continue to play at the collegiate level?
Well, I can say we got 2 brothers versus two PWIs in this game. I mean, we got 2 brothers that's in the Final Four. They would not make more money than going to the NFL, obviously, because the NFL will be the professional career, and that's what they would do for a career. So it will be set up so they'll be okay. But I like how these young brothers are thinking, and this is what's making me mad about all of these changes and what they're doing on the basketball side of the house. In football, they can't go pro Val until they become a junior after their junior year, because you really don't want your baby, right, who's 19 years old, 185 pounds, getting hit by a brother 6'7", 295 pounds, right? So it's a little bit different. So they wait a little bit so they can season the kid on getting hit, getting injured, and so forth and so on, and see if that particular kid can take the pounding. And then you go into the pros, and that's where the big money. But the good thing is, Val, is back to what you and I talked about in a couple of podcasts when Chucky Brown was here and other coaches here. We were talking about, are these kids working to graduate? Because you remember Chucky's at the college level now. Do they even look to graduate? Now with the NIL, Val, and I can damn near double my money every year. I stay in for 4 years. So think about it. if I'm 22 years old, not like you and I came out of school, and I'm not going to get an opportunity to go to the NFL, but I got $1.3 million. Do you think you'll be okay with $1 million plus in your bank account coming out of college?
I would be very okay with that.
Very for a while.
I would
And
be
then
okay
I'm gonna
with
make sure I
that.
get a financial advisor and figure out a way to make that 1 million into about 100 million.
Exactly. So like I said, you could be a professional student. I don't know. And if they allow you to go to grad school, I don't know. Just keep going.
Like I should be a professional student. And on that note, we're gonna pay some of these professional bills at the end of this third quarter. Be back to our last quarter of the night on the Pull Up Podcast Show with your boy, the one and only Coach Tony. This is my girl, Val The Voice Johnson. We'll be right back.
Are you a small business owner looking to grow? Introducing the Key Spot mobile app. I'm Cynthia McAllister, owner of the IT company Quality SAP. Since 2016, we have been supporting small businesses and help them promote and share their businesses, services, and events across the country. Key Spot is more than just an app. We are a network providing community. Key Spot, connecting communities and supporting small businesses.
Man, welcome back to the Pull Up Podcast Show with your boy, the one and only Coach Tony, with my girl, Val The Voice. Appreciate you guys for checking in here right after the holidays. And Gia jumped in and said, so college is no longer for education in sports alone. Well, you kind of said it. And I'll give you a perfect example. And Val, you watched this, and it couldn't have been at a better timing. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you watching the last episode of this season?
I finished the show. I love the show. And you're referring to Bel-Air. You're talking about the one on Peacock, right?
Correct. So do you remember the episode that Will was trying to decide what colleges he wanted to go to, and there was a local college in California that wanted him. So he went down for a school visit, played pickup ball. They wouldn't throw in the ball. Then he started stealing the ball, having a good pickup game, and all these coaches came to him and told him to keep working. But one local school, which was a fictitious school, but was
I think we lost the coach. I think I know what show that coach was talking about, since we're talking Bel-Air. And I see Bruce, you did something really cool. You mentioned something. You said, coach, before he came to Indiana, brought nearly all the starters from JMU with him when he got hired to coach there. And another thing, the NIL and the transfer portal is why Nick Saban went into the broadcast booth. Okay. So coach is always letting us know exactly which players have, which players have the NIL deals. And like I said, I was checking out a couple of the games, the college football games, because here's the thing. The push to go to pro ball, if you're getting paid 6 to 7 figures, are you really going to go and try to push to be in the NFL? I don't know. And coach, I'm glad you're back. I was doing the comment that we got from Bruce, and Bruce was breaking stuff down, telling us about Indiana, because you mentioned that before.
Yeah, and Gia just said it's amazing because that's where we've come. And Bruce said, yep, coach, looking at Cignetti before he come into Indiana, and Indiana wasn't anything. That program was down, and Cignetti's already brought that up. And then looking at JMU and all that, we were just talking about that. The coach got fired. They ended up moving on, and the kids moved around. But we're at the point right now, Val, that you're at a very significant point of these kids going to college ball. And I keep talking about it, and it keeps getting thinner and thinner. On the basketball, it's done. If you're a high school kid, if you're not, you got to accept anything, JUCO, D3, D2, prep school, whatever it may be. I even heard a podcast that they was talking about if you're going to go to a public school, Val, like me and you, Morgan Park and the V, that won't be good enough in the future for these kids. So looking at football with 100 kids on the roster, Val, 100 kids, and all of a sudden, I was saying on the episode with Bel Air, the coach had told Will to his face, son, if you're coming here to go to class, you need to look at another school because basketball is your class. Because if we don't have a winning season, the administration is going to walk me out the door. So there's a couple of these schools that don't give a damn what you coming here to be, a doctor, lawyer, business person, whatever. So mom and dad, you've got to do a better job. You got to stop chasing the money. You got to stop chasing the stuff that these coaches are telling you. You got to sit down and do some homework. Sometimes you may have to drop a level, drop a school, go to another school to get back to where you want to be because it's not the right situation or time. It could be the right university, but the timing could be off. And my boy D. Reed know this because he's a Big Ten Michigan State guy, said, oh, yes, Val, what's going on? You must know about that show. And that's what's good. And Val had to get me to really like it because me and her went back and forth.
He didn't like Bel Air, and I know you didn't like it because you were thinking, why we trying to improve the comedy? Why are we trying to improve the comedy show? But I like that it was a dramatic show.
Yes.
I like that, and I like that it was a tough decision for the character Will on Bel Air because he was thinking, do I want to be at this school just for basketball, or do I want to, get something in business? Because throughout the 4th season of Bel Air, he and Carlton, his cousin, they had came up with a business and they were selling shirts. And so he's I want to think about this and I want to pursue this because here's the thing. If you make your entire life about college football or college basketball or whatever that sport is, and you don't have something else outside of that, because life continues outside of the sport. And as we now, do a nice hard turn to the NFL and just kind of that, what do you do after you play professionally for I don't know how many years? It's like you have to have something else that's going to feed your soul after the game, because you could be the roar of the team, the roar of the fans, and everybody chasing you and stuff like that. But it's like, what do you have outside of playing? And you got to start developing that thought process in college.
Yep, and I'm gonna give you one before we make this turn. And the crazy part about Derek says, this is exactly how it is in college now. He said, chasing that NIL money, you don't know if you're going to get it or not. Before then, you would always get the money, and now you don't know. Because the other part about it, Val, is that as these kids transfer, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to come real close to the mic, parents. Don't forget, there's still an academic piece. So if they're not on the academic piece, kind of what Jill was saying, you can transfer, but if the academics are still not there, your child may be still left in the portal. Now, Val, I talk about my favorite player in any basketball program in America, and that's Juju Watkins. I keep telling people. She did exactly what you said. She's at 19, 20 years old. She's a spokesperson for State Farm with Jake State Farm. She's got all this money that she's got. She's balling. But let me tell you what the young lady did, Val, is not even 21 years of age yet. She's already an investor in Unrivaled Basketball, the Pro Basketball League, while she's still in college, sophomore year at freaking USC. And then she just bought into ownership of the new NWSL, the new National Soccer League for women. She just bought into that and got interested in a new baseball women league that the Major League Baseball is going to support starting next year. So this young lady is in college, Val. Think about it. She's in college. She's already around 7 to 10 mil, right, in college. So if she don't play a day in the pros, she's going to be good with hers, because it'll take at 200 grand, a lot of years equal that 10 mil, right? You do the numbers. But she will have the opportunity to have money stakehold into a sports franchise in 3 different businesses that ain't going to fail. That's what you call, let me go get some money for my grandkids.
Yeah. And Lisa said in the chat, she's like, go ahead and get that money. And then Derek Reedy comes back and says, understand But if you can get over $1 million a year for 4 years, not able to get that opportunity at a regular job, get that money and
Right.
set yourself up for life. Like
For life.
that is great advice. Like you
Yes.
and I'm thinking to myself with Juju Watkins, like these are smart money moves. And so
Now, they got smart people in that corner, Val, right? Smart money moves is one thing, but some of these kids got these parents in their ear, in their pocket. Look at the Ja Reed, the Ja Morant situations. Mom, dad, early on, and then he's struggling doing something. And if those of you who have not, and I mean not, have not had an opportunity to check out on Prime the AI Allen Iverson 3, it's only 3 episodes, Val. Please go listen to that. And AI tell you about how he lost all his money. You know why, Val? Because he got the money. He thought, remember what we said back in the day? When I make it, you make it. And AI thought he was supposed to take care of the neighborhood. Please go check that out. But Derek said it. These kids are making crazy money now. So if they don't have someone on their side financially, or their mom and dad can say, hey, look, we're going to live like we making $5,000, right? For a while. Go put that money up. Let's go get a financial advisor and see what we need to do. Because Derek said if you do it in the right way, even if you got $1 million per year and you graduate with $4.5–5 million in your pocket, the interest off of that alone should give you a nice little money in your paycheck.
Exactly. So that's, I think, a very wise thing to do. And thank you so much for mentioning this young lady. And in the comments again, and that's what Lisa said. I mean, Lisa said Juju is set up just right. And so we have to encourage our young people, especially if they get those NIL deals, no matter what school they're at, and they're playing their favorite or their talented sport that they're called to do, soccer, tennis, basketball, football, whatever that is. Track and field. You get your money, your name, image, and likeness deals. Save and invest the money. Because you could get an injury. I think someone even mentioned, what if they get injured? I think
Juju got injured. Remember, Juju got hurt. Juju got hurt sophomore year. Juju just got hurt the sophomore year. So she's hurt. And people are thinking, okay, sit out a year, your junior year, and just go to the pros. She like, why? I'm already an NBA, WNBA draft pick. So I'm gonna come on back to the senior year, get some more money, right? Because if you already know value a top 5 draft pick, right? Top 5 draft pick and get injured. So why not go back your senior year? That ain't being greedy. That's just being smart. I'm going to go back my senior year, see if I'm okay, still stack this paper way more than the WNBA is going to pay me. Then I come back to the league. I'm probably still going to be a top 5 draft pick.
Of course. Let me do this real quick. All right, we're officially in overtime because we said we were going to talk about the
NFL. Spin NFL.
Lean on you right now, and we're going to talk about the NFL right now. No, you want to hear talk about
boys,
the children because you
boys made it. Boys made it. So we
boys, are you talking about what? Who made who? What made what?
Come on now, the Bears. The Bears, they lucked out. So this weekend's games, guys, for the NFC, AFC was crazy. The Bears, unfortunately, got dumped by our next door neighbors in the freaking Detroit Lions. The Lions scored everything they could score in the first half, then couldn't do nothing in the second half. Then the Bears scored everything they could score in the second half, and then it came down to what I considered. I thought the Bears should have managed clock better. I thought they should have ran the ball more, and they got to figure out how to run the ball more in the playoffs. They got to. And unfortunately, they gave the ball back to Detroit, who marched down the field, and St. Brown caught a big deep pass. Field goal goes up. Detroit Lions win. Even though Detroit ain't going no damn where, they won. Now, it could have knocked the Bears out of the number 2 to the number 3 seed, but Philadelphia couldn't even hold on. They lost. So when Philly lost, it was like great. So the Bears end up lucking out. And now we get our nemesis north of the border again this weekend in the freaking Green Bay Packers. So don't think
play them again, though? Why do we have to
No.
play them again?
But it'll be in Soldier Field again, and it's gonna be win and go home. And and again, you got to come to play. You got to come to play, Val.
I don't. Yeah, because I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I'll just let you know that when I felt like I had almost a coronary when it came to the game 2 weeks ago against the Bears and Green Bay, but Green Bay lost where they were, and so I think we're fighting for the wild card place. Is that correct?
No, this is a wild card game. This game here goes into the semis after this. So you got the number one overall team gets a bye over everybody, and then you got on our side of the house, Seattle. Seattle is the NFC team; they get a bye. So you got the Bears playing the Packers. 49ers has got Philly. That's going to be a hell of a game in Philadelphia. And the craziest game to me of all was Carolina Panthers with a losing record almost, Val, end up in a situation kind of like Pittsburgh and Baltimore. And because of the win that the Atlanta Falcons won yesterday, Carolina wins the division in the South to go. But they unfortunately want to match up against the Rams. So that'll probably be a quick exit, but it's going to be a good game. And, of course, Seattle is the best team in the NFC. So Seattle gets a bye. They get the rest and watch everybody play. So my question to you, looking at these games that we got coming up before we talk about Pittsburgh and that, looking at the NFC, who do you have coming out of the NFC between the Bears and the Packers? Who you have in that game?
Yeah, you know what? Because both teams lost, and I feel like this is the worst time in the season, especially at the end of the season, to get on a little bit of a losing streak because the Bears lost their last two games. Green Bay lost their last two games. And so who has the better record of the two? And so you go with who has the better record. And I'm thinking we have the better record than
we better have record. That's why we're number 2, girl. Come on now.
I think we have the better record. So I'm
thinking that we got the better record. So you got the Bears moving on in that game. Okay. What about the Los Angeles Rams versus the Carolina Panthers? Who do you have in that game? I'm gonna go with
Los Angeles.
Okay, you got the Rams. Gotcha. Now, what about the San Francisco 49ers versus Jalen Hurts and in the last year's Super Bowl champs, Philadelphia Eagles? Who you got in that game?
I want to go right back to Philly. I want the Birds to do their thing.
You got the Dirty Birds.
I think San Francisco's going to upset that.
Oh, you think San Francisco? Okay.
I think San Francisco is going to upset because keep in mind, now this was a game I watched San Francisco play against us, and you remember that was a seesaw game. It kept going back and forth. They, first the Bears scored, then San Francisco scored. Then it just kept going back and forth. So I love their kicker. I'm excited about their quarterback on San Francisco. I love Jalen Hurts. I love their coaching team and offense over there. But they should have won that game last night. I would probably be saying,
they should have did exactly what the hell they did. Lost that game because that means if they won, the Bears would be playing San Fran. I thought they did a great job, and that game is going to be against it because it's going to be a fight. And believe it or not, NFC, Bruce says the Bears, Bears need to have a better pass and rush. I 100% agree. And what they did, Bruce, they went away from that. If you rewind this tape and you look at what Seattle did, what did Seattle do to San Fran, Bruce? They ran the ball. They ran the ball down their throat. They put boy Chardonnay. I love that last name. Let me get a little bit of glass of Chardonnay. And Chardonnay was doing his thing. They ran it down their throat. And the Bears went away from that, trying to get Caleb Williams more passing yards. I love what we're doing, but Bears, you got to keep this ball in Strobel Swift's hand. You got to keep it in Mongole. You got to keep the boys in the backfield. Let them run this ball and control this, and we can do it. But I do have with Val for promotional purposes, I got the Bears as well. And believe it or not, I'm with Val. I got the Rams as well over Carolina. And believe it or not, I got my nephew and Juwan Jennings and the boys with the Carolina 49ers upsetting the Eagles. So I am 100% on board for promotional purposes with Val. She did a great job. So let's go to the AFC. So out in the AFC, we got the picture of the AFC. Now, of course, obviously in the AFC, the Denver Broncos, they get a bye. You got 3 games coming up this weekend. You got the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Patriots, who's number 1. You got the Bills versus the Jaguars, and you got the Texans versus the Steelers. And we're going to let you know off the bat, Derek just said the New England Patriots is winning it all. So off the rip, he just told you. So looking at these games, who do you have with the LA Chargers going all the way to Foxborough, Massachusetts, cold weather, come from Cali to cold weather to play the Patriots? Who you got in that Chargers-Patriots game, Val?
As much as, and this is the former New Yorker talking, this is not the Chicagoan talking, this is the former being in Brooklyn all that time. It's gonna be New England. I feel, yeah. I'm looking at the record. I'm looking at what the quarterback did with the Chargers. It's gonna be New England.
Got the Patriots there. So let's stay in this cold weather. We're gonna reverse it. This time, them boys get to leave the snow in Buffalo up there, Niagara Falls. Slowly, I turn step by step. I'm aging myself right now. So they are going all the way down to Florida to play them Jacksonville Jaguars. So they get to play Sunshine and Pretty Boy on the QB side of the house. So now Josh Allen comes down here. I want to hear what you got to say. And Lisa says she got the 49ers. I like that, Lisa. I'm gonna put that up. But who you got in that game? The Bills versus the Jaguars. Who do you have in that game?
Better record is Jacksonville. I'm going to go with Jacksonville.
You got the Jaguars. Okay, so we got the Patriots, we got the Jaguars, and then the last game is going to be the Texans versus who won last night, and my frat brother Mike Tomlin. Yo, baby, yo. Who you got win between the Houston Texans down with your folks in Houston, Texas versus the Steelers?
Yeah, I am. Wow. The game that I saw yesterday between Pittsburgh and Baltimore, I was thinking, I felt like they won on a whim. If the wind didn't blow that field goal at the end of the Steelers Ravens game, the Ravens would have won. But that ball just went, it did not go through. I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, field goals win. So I feel
come on, you have been rolling the crystal ball, girl. Give me who you think.
Let me wrap it up. I'm gonna say, so I'm gonna say Pittsburgh.
You mean to tell me you gonna get on me early about my folks in Alabama and you going away with your folks in Houston?
I'm so sorry. I want Houston to win. I'm so sorry. I feel like
say that. I told you Houston is playing. I said the Houston Texans.
I want Houston
playing Pittsburgh.
I want Houston to win. I'm sorry, Felicia. I'm sorry, Waylon.
No, she ain't sorry. She trying to get put out the house like I did. She already said y'all be out in the backyard already.
I don't know. Be quiet. This is family. I gotta see him at the family reunion.
Exactly. Houston. I got help put the family reunion on. What you talking about? So I'm going against Val in the AFC. I do like the Chargers and the Patriots with D. Reed, frat brother on that. I think Mike Vrabel, I think the quarterback I think they've done a hell of a job. I don't think that LA goes into Foxborough to win anything. So I definitely got the Patriots pulling that game off. Down in Jacksonville, I don't have what Val got. I got a complete upset. I don't think that Jaguars, even though they playing the ball very good, I don't think they can stop Buffalo. I think Josh Allen, when he gets to this time of the year, he used to be like Patrick Mahomes. He knows how to get there, and Buffalo's been knocking on that door about the last few years, and it's just a matter of a moment to try to kick it in. So I've got the Buffalo Bills winning that game. And then in the last game, come on, I can't go against Frat. Shit, he up for a job right now. I got to stick with Mike Tomlin. I got to stick with the Steelers. We bringing Houston to Pittsburgh this weekend. The temperature's going to probably be back in the 30s again. They ain't going to get the chance to play in that dome. I like C.J. Stroud, Ohio State boy. But you got to come out outside. Like they say right now, Val, we outside. We outside. That's what this game is.
Yeah, because if I was,
so I got Pittsburgh over Houston. I got the Patriots winning, but I got the Bills over the Jaguars for promotional purposes only. And obviously Denver gets the bye.
Okay. When does really interesting?
Super Bowl's like January, 19th?
February.
February, okay, yeah.
There's in February.
Yeah,
Seattle, when does Seattle play again? When does Seattle play again?
Seattle and Denver don't play until the second round. They get a bye first round. They'll play the second week. So you get the winner of those 3 games will match up. So as you see, you have on this side of the house, you have Seattle is in the same bracket with the Bears and Green Bay. So whoever wins that bracket will eventually, what's hard is the Bears, if they can go through that, they'll get a good shot. And then on the opposite side, with Buffalo and all those guys, Denver's on the bottom. So that Pittsburgh and those guys will have to go through there to try to make it in Jaguars, and Buffalo have to go through there to go through Denver. So, that's how we're looking at the picture. I think my girl Val The Voice, she dropped out for a second. But, you guys got to let me know. And we're talking about, so that's what we're looking at, Val. So we're not even going to give the Super Bowl picks right now because it's a little early. So we're going to get past let's get past this first round to make sure that we got it. So we're going to put back on the board that Coach Tony and Val both got the Bears. They both got who's playing? San Francisco. And they both have who do we say? Bears, San Francisco, and who's the other team we playing? Bears, San Francisco, and the Rams. So we agree there. But when it comes to the AFC, we're completely different. Val's got the Patriots, she's got the Jaguars, she's got Houston. Coach Tony's got the Patriots, he's got the Bills, and he's got the Steelers. So that's what we're looking at right now.
All right. So we'll see how things wrap up for all of the teams. But like I said, this has been hilarious trying to keep up with, and I'm thinking
I've been respecting you, Val, because I love, it's been great, people. You guys have no freaking idea. Val's let's say in the hood, education from fall ball, college into the pros have grown. You guys have no idea behind the scenes talk. She wasn't going to do this and wasn't going to do that last year. Now the girl be calling me, Coach, I was looking at the game the other night. What? She's caught some games that I didn't see, so I had to get Val's opinion. So I just want to tell you, Val, thank you. I think you're doing a hell of a job. And Melissa, you need to get at her. What just happened? Sports need to talk to these women out here to make sure they understand the rules and regulations of these games.
Coach, as always, this has been fun. And like I said, I just want to make sure we got it in. We talked about professional. We did the whole hour on college, which was great. Thank you so very much, Derek. I'm still learning. I'm fighting to learn, but I'm telling you, I almost had a heart attack watching the Bears game because I want them to win. I want them to win everything. But I have to look
mad about that damn game, though, Val, before we leave. What made me mad about that whole game is every team didn't have their starters for the most part. The good teams. Knicks played a little bit for Denver, but Golf played, Stratford played, but most of them took the guys out, and the Bears didn't. So it made me mad because Love didn't. Anyway, we're not going to go back on it. What we are going to talk about is, remember we spoke about these NIL deals. And by the way, keep your ear to the Pull Up Podcast Show because I'm about to blow you guys out of the water. I got my boy LeVar Ball from the Big Baller brand coming back up and all that. But right now, as we unleash these athletes, the rise is about to take off on some big things. So if you got a nephew, a niece, a son, a daughter that need to understand how to maximize their potential, how they can have the opportunity to meet brands and see if they're worthy or qualifying to get some of this money that D. Reed was talking about. Each year they make this money on these brands because of the NIL deal. Then you need to reach out to me at www.therise, that's RIZENIL.com, and then check us out and get me on the contact list so we can put you on.
That's what I'm talking about. What? That's what I'm talking about. So, of course, make sure that you visit therisenil.com for more information. And that's, that's a direct connection to Coach.
Tony.
But of course, coming up on tomorrow, we're back talking entertainment. And of course, oh, good gracious, there's a couple of stories that have come out. It's the award season. I didn't realize, Coach, a lot of awards were awarded over the weekend. And here's the thing, Leonardo DiCaprio was not able to travel to win awards because of what happened with some things with our president. I'm not going to get into any situation, but it was a little interesting that we weren't able.
He's been busy.
He's been very busy. Very, very busy. But we are going to talk entertainment on tomorrow. And of course, the Interlude section presents Talk on Tuesday. Now on Wednesday, I want to let you guys know, if you all are interested in starting your own podcast, I have a free webinar, 30 minutes. Hang out with me at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. And you can scan the QR code and register today if you want to learn how to start your own podcast in the same way that both myself and Coach Tony run this show, as well as the Talk on Tuesday. So I am excited about it all, Coach. I'm telling you, it's going to be real good.
That's been nice. Indeed, I appreciate that, baby, man. Keep playing. That's what I plan on doing. For those that don't know, Val, I had an opportunity to recruit Derek's daughter. That's how he and I got good friends back in that 2012, 2013 time period. And we've been touched at the hips since then. Didn't know each other as frat brothers till later on, but just go to show you how the power of good friends. And now we've been knowing each other for well over 15 years right now. So it's been great. Oh. And Ty, my boy, same thing, stuck to the hip over here since the Giants is out. He's always jacking, shocking in the league. Okay. Okay. But like I said, keep in touch with us because me and Val will keep you up the breast. And by the way, over the next few weeks, please start to tune in to me on Monday nights more often. Invite some people, invite your friends and parents. Start getting these kids to listen, because over these next few weeks, as basketball is coming to a finish, getting to the middle, football, I'm going to be talking more NIL business, Val, because it's going crazy. I'm going to be giving you some more rules what the NCAA is losing out on. These pro basketball players coming back to college to play, which is ridiculous. Football, everybody's in the portal. Why? Coaches on the move. Right now, it's like a Ringling Brawny circus. No one's happy unless the lion and the bears is jumping in the hoops. Imagine.
Oh my God. We don't want anything crazy like that happening. But on that note, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, Coach. Ready?
We wrap it up on this time. Thank you guys for pulling up on us tonight on the Pull Up Podcast Show. And we'll be back at you next week on Monday. Same time, same dial channel. Don't miss us. Beat us here. Don't skip it. Talk to everybody. Just get here. But in the meanwhile, peace.
Peace.
It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. Bounce the voice and Coach Tony, it's the Pull Up Podcast. So, I said bounce the voice and Coach Tony, it's the Pull Up Podcast. So, it's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. So, it's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. So, Kev is the engineer. Val is the one you hear. Hey, Coach Tony got the sports show. Let's go. It's the Pull Up Podcast show. So I said Kev is the engineer. Val is the one you hear. Hey, Coach Tony got the sports show. Let's go. It's the Pull Up Podcast show. So it's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up, pull up. Let's go. Hey, hey, hey. Let's go. Hey, hey, hey. Let's go. Hey, hey, hey. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull